So this didn't work out so well. I thought I could grind the galvanization layer off, and I thought I did. And it was just giving me fits and fits and fits. But then I come back to this, played with the amperage, and you can see I load that one, that one, that one, and then that one. So obviously I got the amperage a little bit better on this one, and getting speed a little bit better. And you can kind of see towards the end it is looking a lot nicer. I only ground down, I try not to touch it. I only ground down this leading edge right here, just so you can see where the other edge was. And I gotta say, it became one with it. So I'm getting the good penetration. I mean, it's becoming solid. And that was my main goal, is try to figure this out. So good and bad. That sheet metal that I had laying around, the galvanized stuff that Aaron gave me, it's not going to work. I didn't think it would, but I wanted to give it a try. I was discouraged because I kept having problems and couldn't figure it out. And I was like, alright, let's go back and do the same thing that I was doing now, except for on the thicker non-stuff that I know is not galvanized. And it, you know, dumped in pretty good. I didn't even clean it, you know. My idea right now is to try to get in the rhythm. Sirens way out here. Get in the rhythm and the motion of doing everything and try to make them look a little bit better. It doesn't really matter for the majority of the car right now, like all the sheet metal, that doesn't matter. I just got to get it where I'm not pitting, blowing holes and stuff like that. I got to figure that out. So I'm going to do some research on butt welding sheet metal, and then I'm going to go down and get some. So somewhere. I don't even know where I'm going to get it at. Alright, so time jump. I went out and bought some sheet metal, and I'm just playing around with it. It's really hot. They're ugly as shit, but it's working. See, ugly, ugly. And then I did the inside. The inside was alright. I think I had the tungsten too far out when doing the top. But still, I'm going to grind these and see how the penetration is. And then obviously I still got some room to work with this when butt welding it. You can tell like it's not right, and I blew a hole at the very end of it, like at the bottom. That I don't have to worry about doing on the car, because on the car obviously there won't be butt ends like that, but the penetration is okay. As you can see, there's some spots that aren't as good as I was hoping they would be. I did grind down a spot on the table, because this table is like bare metal anyways, it's a bare metal table. I ground down a spot so I can just set the metal on there and don't have to worry about trying to clamp this little bitty piece and then it falling all over the place. But that way I can just set the metal right on the table and weld it. You have to get a little creative when doing this. I just basically set it on a piece of metal that was sitting on the table so it could get a little bit better ground when I tacked it. And then once I tacked it, I just laid it flat. But I'm going to grind these down real quick and see how the penetration was. First thing, the bad. Get it to focus. You can see where I ground it. The metal's actually perfectly flat, but I didn't build it enough or something. I'm not quite sure. But it like created a low spot right there, and I'd really have to, and this metal was perfectly like flat. I'd have to really grind down in there to get that out, and then it'd leave a divot. I mean, it's still, I'll have to do a bend test on it, but actually, we can try that now. See if I can bend it a little bit. Well, I didn't bend it at the weld, but it bent around the weld. Well, I'm bending. Well, the whole thing bent. So I just bend it real quick to see if it break, and of course it won't break. It's not cracking anymore. But it just not quite there. Now, on this one though, it's like really spot on. Slight round corner, see? That one's like almost 100% perfect. There was one little spot Well, I don't even know if the camera will pick it up. It's really hard. Let me see if I can get the glare on it. I'll just kind of glare it a couple times. Yeah, there it is. You can see right up in there. It wasn't 100% perfect. So, other than it starting out ugly, I think I can start on the sheet metal in the car. I couldn't find the 18 gauge or whatever this is. I need to find a better spot on the car to... Actually, it's right here. No. It's 20 gauge. Wow, that's really thin. That's really thin. I'm going to have to hunt down... I only need like... Well, technically, I guess I'll need more than that because we're doing the cool custom thing on the trunk. Let me just show you so you understand. See, this is the big piece we're going to need. We're going to need a piece that's going to span the majority of this. Some of these pieces will be patched in. This, I'm going to have to slice out a little bit larger so I can get to the frame rail. And I'm actually going to box it in with that 1/8 inch. We're just going to box it in and then put the sheet metal up against it. And it'll essentially be closed up. I just don't want water and stuff getting down in here because it's already bad enough just with it being barely off. But the idea is I want to reinforce all this while I box it in. There's no point in doing just crappy sheet metal. So these all holes will be filled. This whole line will be filled in and grinded smooth. Obviously some things are going to have to be patched, but so take 16. I keep getting off track. Not enough sleep. But here we are. Made the deadline. I said I wanted it beginning or middle of February, and it is actually Valentine's Day right now, and it's all set up and running. So it's actually ahead of schedule by a couple days. I'm really excited because I'm a self-taught person, and I've always said, I've always preached on this channel, it's not what you know, it's what you can learn. I might have to look that up, but I think I just came up with our tag at the end of the videos. I've always preached, just do. Learn. And then pass on that knowledge if you have the opportunity to your kids, to friends, to whatever. But it's really awesome because this is the first time on this channel that I am stupidly out of my element. Like, way out of my element. Just because I fired up a TIG 15 years ago and put some dabs in it, and it didn't even work out right, and I was like, whatever, I don't even need to mess with it, because my brother did it. This is like stupid awesome. Because, I keep saying because, but because it just is. How about that? Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, it's kind of cool. And hopefully soon, I'll figure out the welding helmet thing, or find another lens or something, so that I can show the camera so you can see me doing it. Maybe Friday, maybe? I'll be going to town and maybe Harbor Freight or Lowe's or something has a replacement, just straight black screen for one of the cheap helmets. Probably not, but maybe. Or if the helmets, I can find a cheap welding helmet on sale, I'll just buy it and scavenge the lens out of it. But this is really cool. Like, I'm really excited. I was really nervous, to be honest, when I bought this and when we got this, and I came out last night and went to weld for the first time. Like, I was genuinely nervous that, like, I was going to completely and utterly fail and I was going to have no direction to work off of, and it wasn't like that. Like, yeah, I failed. Duh, obviously. But I looked at the weld. Talked to my brother. My brother's like, hey, pop the amperage up a little bit. See what it does. I turned it up too high, and so then it started sinking the filler rod too low. And he's like, see, that's too high. Aha. Okay. And then I start figuring out what the arc looks like when the tungsten's too far out, or what it looks like when I was using the wrong little cup, the gas cup. It wasn't getting enough gas. And then what it looks like if there was too much flow, like when I was doing this joint in here, it was just, technically it wasn't too much, but it just the way the arc kind of looked, it looked like wind was blowing the arc, almost. It looked weird. So what I did is I actually pulled the tungsten out slightly further, which made it easier to get up in there.
and it stopped that. Like, the arc was perfect. I was able to walk the arc back and forth between the two pieces of metal as I was welding. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but it worked. It's not pretty, but it worked. And there's some places you can tell where I dab, and then places where I totally missed. But I'm happy with the way it's turning out, and I appreciate you all for your comments. So, like, basically what I'm trying to say is thanks. Like, I appreciate you all for all your comments. Even if it's maybe one comment a video, it's just, this is what I want to do. Not necessarily for a living, but, like, this is it's like a lifestyle to me to do cars and to get back into it. It's been years since I've had a good project car. And, you know, for me and my girlfriend to get into it and for us to be doing this, and it's great. I enjoy it, and it's a stress reliever, sometimes a stress compounder, but it's fun. So, to close out the video, remember, it's not what you know how to do, it's what you can learn. No, I'll have to work on that.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.